Our top focus this morning is on all the chaos that's playing out within the Punjab Congress. The party is in complete disarray after Navjot Singh Sidhu, in a surprise move, quite suddenly out of the blue, tendered his resignation as the Punjab Congress chief. So what next? How is the Congress going to be dealing with this? Well, the High Command has already taken note and they're already acting on this. The India Today has learned that the party's Congress in charge in Punjab, Harish Rawat, and senior party leader Harish Chaudhary are being rushed to Chandigarh to resolve this crisis. Sources say that efforts are on to pacify Sidhu and to make him withdraw his resignation. This comes as hectic parleys continue in the Sidhu camp. In a bid to weigh out how much support he has, Sidhu met with several of his aides at his Patiala residence. He met with Punjab working presidents Kuljit Nagra and Sukhwinder Singh Danny, as well as Congress MP Amar Singh. Congress MLAs Jagdev Singh Kamalu, Pirmal Singh Khalsa, Bawa Henry and Sukhpal Khera also met with Sidhu late in the night. In solidarity with Sidhu, you had Cabinet Minister Razia Sultana, Punjab Congress's General Secretary Yoginder Dhingra and the Treasurer of Punjab Congress Gulzar Inder Chahal all quitting from their respective posts. Amid this resignation spree, Punjab Chief Minister Channi will in fact be chairing a cabinet meet at 10:30 this morning.
कोई पद के लिए कांग्रेस में लड़ाई नहीं होती है। उनका अगर खत भी देखो तो उन्होंने कहा है कि मैं पंजाब के लिए कांग्रेस के अंदर रह के काम करना चाहता हूं। सही यही होगा कि पंजाब के इंचार्ज जो इस बात के ऊपर या हमारे ऑफिशियली जो इस इश्यू पे प्रेस होगी वही बताएंगे।
निश्चित रूप से मिसगाइडेड मिसाइल है, अस्थिरता पैदा कर रहे हैं और ऐसी स्टेट में पैदा कर रहे हैं जो बिल्कुल बॉर्डर स्टेट है, जिसने आतंकवाद झेला है। आपका यार होगा इमरान खान, आपका दोस्त होगा बाजवा, आपका भाई होगा बाजवा, लेकिन पंजाब का ना भाई है ना यार है, वो हमारे शत्रु देश है, ये कभी भूलना नहीं चाहिए।
Let's take this across to Manjeet Sehgal, who's joining us live from Patiala. Manjeet, at this point, keeping in mind all that's happened, the Congress High Command seems to be trying not to address the leadership void, not to figure out who next, but rather to kind of pacify Sidhu and ensure that he withdraws his resignation.
Yes, indeed, Aksita. The Congress High Command has now swung into action and all efforts are now being made to pacify Navjot Singh Sidhu, who has been sulking at his Patiala residence after the swearing-in ceremony was held on Sunday. Navjot Singh Sidhu was not happy the way the portfolios were allocated to the ministers. He was also objecting to the inclusion of a tainted MLA, Rana Gurjeet Singh. Besides, he was also not happy the way officers for the new government and the new secretariat were chosen. So these were the issues which Navjot Singh Sidhu had raised. But sources say that he was advised by the party high command to focus on the party affairs rather not to interfere in the functioning of the government. So that is why Navjot Singh Sidhu was sulking here. And finally, when the portfolios were allocated, he tendered his resignation. That came as a big surprise to the party and even to his close aides, who had no idea that Navjot Singh Sidhu will take this decision. So Navjot Singh Sidhu is now being pacified. Two senior Congress leaders and Cabinet Minister Pargat Singh, Amrinder Singh Rajabade are inside Sidhu's residence. They came very early in the morning, nearly 7:30, and they are trying to pacify him. Last night as well, many leaders, his advisors were there, many MLAs were there. Now Pargat Singh is leaving Navjot Singh Sidhu's residence. It is still not known what was the outcome of their meeting with Navjot Singh Sidhu, whether Navjot Singh Sidhu will withdraw his resignation or not, but at least party high command is trying to resolve this issue.
Right, Manjeet, thank you for joining us with all those details. So at this point, that's the Congress High Command strategy, to try and pacify Sidhu, maybe give in to his demands. But what we're hearing is that Sidhu is stubborn. He's trying to weigh out his options, meet his aides and figure out what kind of support he has.